What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies. Today's video is a review of Monkey Man. The movie comes from producer Jordan Peele and is directed by Dev Patel, who also stars in it. Patel plays a young man out for revenge, unleashing a campaign of vengeance against the corrupt leaders who murdered his mother and who continued to victimize the poor and powerless. Before I jump into the review, a quick message. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the videos I post here on the channel. Monkey Man is a action-packed yet brutal revenge thriller that really showcases Dev Patel's amazing talents. Now, I've been a fan of Patel's for a while, and I know he has great acting range, but this movie really shows you just how good of an actor he is. He's playing this character who is really this unassuming kind of guy. He makes his living fighting in an underground fight club while dressed in a gorilla mask, and often he's the one taking the fall. But this is a character that also has a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and that really stems from a specific event that happened in his past, and that past event is what fuels his path that he takes in this movie to punish the people in power who caused that pain. This character doesn't really speak a lot in this movie. And so what Patel has to do, and it's really remarkable, he has to evoke a lot of this emotion through his face and particularly his eyes. And so there are moments where the character will remember that moment from his past, the one that caused him so much pain. And you see that pain, you see that anger, that rage in Patel's performance through his eyes. He's also having to be really, really physical in this role. I mean, there are a lot of fight scenes in this movie, and they are brutal. And Patel has to bring a certain physicality to that. And what's really interesting is that his character, and even Patel's shape himself, is kind of scrawny. He's tall and kind of lanky, even though he's muscular. But he's often taking on these really big guys when he's fighting. And so the fighting style that he uses when he does that is very animalistic, very much like a monkey. And so he's biting, he's scratching, he's jumping around. But again, he really commits to it, and you can tell that he did his work to try to really nail down a lot of those fight scenes. I think what makes these fight scenes work really well in this movie is that not only are they well choreographed, but the camera work involved in those scenes really put you in the middle of the action. I mean, there are often times where the camera is in a close-up during these fights. So you see every punch, every kick, right? Sometimes the camera moves around, it spins around as bodies are flying. When a punch is thrown, you see it hit the face of the person, and you'll hear bones cracking. You'll see blood splatter. It is very, very intense. And again, a lot of that has to do with the camera work that is involved. Now, Monkey Man is a revenge thriller that uses a lot of familiar elements, so it's not reinventing the wheel here, and it will likely get comparisons to movies like John Wick. And there are some John Wick influences here in the movie that are very noticeable. But what I think allows Monkey Man to kind of be its own thing and to feel really fresh and different is that it's able to take this underdog story and mix all these other sort of elements in there. You have the religious imagery, there's the political commentary as well, and it's also borrowing from other myths and legends to tell this story, and it does so in a very interesting and unique way. Now, does it handle all those things very well? Not necessarily. I mean, the fight sequences are great, Patel's performances are great, but I think one of the main weaknesses of the movie in terms of the storytelling is that when it comes to the political commentary and the things it's trying to say about political corruption and oppression are sometimes a little vague. And I think it could have gone a little bit more into that to make it a stronger and compelling story. I also think this movie kind of overuses flashbacks. Now, flashbacks are a very useful device in storytelling. And with this particular character, you know, the thing that triggers him the thing that sets him off on this path for revenge is something that happened in his past. So often the movie will go back to that moment to show you, the audience, what was happening, and also to kind of allow emotion to come out of that character. But I think it relies too much on that particular device. And so maybe if it had used it a little bit more sparingly, I think it would have been a little bit more effective. But other than that, Monkey Man is a very well-made film. It's visceral, it's violent. The fight sequences and the action sequences and the performances are really well done. And it really showcases just how amazing of a talent Dev Patel is in front of the camera as well as behind the camera. So those are my thoughts on Monkey Man. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to see more content like this.